All right, so I don't know if this is gonna work or not because I literally never film like this, but what's up guys? It's Amber, welcome to my room. I never have you guys on a tripod for those of you who have never seen my videos. This is so weird and out of character for my channel. Also, I just realized you can totally tell I'm not wearing pants in this video, but what can you do? I do that in a lot of videos. Anyways, not the point. So basically, I've been trying to film this video for months now. I wanted to share my kind of YouTube story and how I got to sitting here in front of you guys today, but every time I sit down to tell it, I end up a blubbering, crying mess and it makes no sense and I can never share the videos. So I'm gonna start something new today and I'm going to call it Dear YouTube. And basically all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read you guys a letter that I wrote to you because I think it's the only way to accurately express everything that I'm feeling and tell you everything that I wanna say. So here we go. Dear YouTube. Just kidding! We're gonna do this normal selfie style because, oh my god, that tripod thing was driving me nuts and it didn't feel as personal as I wanted this to feel. So instead, I'm going to read you the letter how I usually do my videos because, I don't know, why would I change it for this? Like, stay true to who you are, which is taking selfies. No, okay. This is my letter that I wrote to you guys for anyone who's been watching me and anyone who is watching this right now and anyone who's watching this in the future. This is for you. Dear YouTube. Hello. Well, first of all, I never thought I would write a letter to this many people. And second of all, actually I didn't write this part down, but I wanted to apologize. My shirt is so dirty. I got tanning lotion on it earlier and I just still wanted to wear it, so forget that. That's not the point of this letter. So if you had told me a year ago that I would be sitting here today, I never would have believed you. Just a few months ago, I was an unemployed college grad sitting in my apartment, probably right here, eating crackers for breakfast, lunch, and dinner sometimes because it was all I could afford. I hostessed at restaurants, I worked many late nights in weird circumstances. If you heard my weave story, you know what I'm talking about there. I did background acting, which yes, that's why sometimes if you're watching your favorite TV show, sometimes you see me just like chilling in the background. Yeah, I was actually getting paid for that, believe it or not. And I even got so far as to be driving for Postmates to make ends meet, which started out as kind of a side job of desperation, but morphed into my full-time gig slowly but surely. To be honest, driving for Postmates was an adventure and a half in and of itself. It had its benefits. Like one time I actually delivered food to Luke Hemmings of 5 Seconds of Summer and I like freaking love him, so that was really cool. But other times it wasn't so great. I got a jaywalking ticket from a cop on a bicycle. Yes, that's actually a real thing. I went to court for it literally the other day. But more importantly than the money I was losing on dozens of parking tickets, mostly I was starting to lose myself. I had no time for the things that I love, and I didn't bedazzle anything for almost a full year, so you can imagine how sad I must have been feeling. On a deeper note, I've always been a big dreamer. I've never been one to give up on something I wanted, even if it's just a pair of shoes. Because the future to me isn't just something to be talked about in passing, it's always been a part of my identity. Because I've never really mentioned this on here before, but I was never really a popular kid. I was made fun of a lot of for all the things I loved. Yes, sparkles being one of them. But my parents always raised me to believe that it doesn't matter what other people think. And so I always really identified with the future because I know that even though it hurt at the time a lot, I knew someday it wouldn't matter. I knew that no matter what people said about me now, someday I'd be living in LA, my dream glittery life, doing what I always dreamed of doing. Which at the time, when I was younger, my whole life dream was to be hosting red carpets alongside Ryan Seacrest. That was like my biggest dream in life. I wanted to be the next Juliana Rancic and like host red carpets and maybe host my own TV show or something like that was always, you know, the dream. So, sorry guys. So that became not just my career goal, but it became a part of me. My identity was totally wrapped up in the someday. Ooh, so weird. I'm sorry, you guys. So, flash forward to a few years later, the someday finally arrived. I graduated from Pepperdine class of 2015, AO waves. I was gonna say that was only last year, but actually that was 2 years ago. So yikes, I'm older than I thought. Ooh, 23, man. Anyways, it feels like yesterday I was 12, but again, sorry, I get so distracted when I'm doing this. So when the someday arrived and what everyone had always told me was right, was that you'll never be able to do it and you probably can't make it. And don't you know how many other girls want that too? I lost a part of my identity. Mind you, I started to get so desperate and I was applying for like accountant jobs, like I was applying for everything, and nothing I submitted got even so much as a call back. I don't know if it was like maybe the smiley faces I was putting in my cover letters or what, but in hindsight, I'm glad because to be honest, I mean, I don't know anything about accounting anyway, so, but at the time, it still hurt a lot. And most of you guys know me as the happy-go-lucky girl bedazzling everything, which is me, but for a lot of the time this past year, that wasn't me at all. For the first time in my life, I started to feel like everything everyone had always told me was right. I started to slip into a depression, and there were many days I barely got out of bed because I didn't see anything ever getting any better. It wasn't that I just couldn't see the good now, it was that I couldn't see the light at the ends of the tunnel. I figured I'd be driving for Postmates forever, and I would never do anything with my life, really. And on the 4th of July, I hit my rock bottom. I crashed my car driving for Postmates, delivering a smoothie, and I lost basically my only job that was even helping me get by. Not to mention, my insurance didn't cover the accident as I was driving for business, and so as I was already living paycheck to paycheck, I knew not only was I going to lose the literal nothing that I had, but I was also going to start to lose, everything I didn't have. So I went home and was basically just crying on my phone. I wish this next part was a lie, you guys, but it's not. So I went home and was literally on the phone with the insurance company, like basically just bawling, and looked outside my window, and I was getting a parking ticket parked in front of my own house. Which I laugh about now, but at the time, I mean, you know, at the time I obviously didn't find that very funny. So while I was supposed to be out watching the fireworks with my friends and sipping champagne as planned, I ended up instead sitting alone in my room and crying for basically the entire night. I just felt so lost and really didn't know what to do. So when I finally sat up, I saw my mood board, which is this right here. This was my 2016 mood board, and I had that hanging on my wall over here, which at the time, I mean, none of this stuff was there. It was just a blank wall with that hanging on it. And I had hung it there for inspiration. It was like my 2016 resolutions, just things that I wanted to accomplish in 2016. You can kind of see on here a little bit of the stuff, like I'd wanted to build a shoe rack, and I wanted to have $1,000 in my savings account. I wanted to be able to go to that fancy grocery store that I love so much. I wanted to redecorate my room. I wanted to start my YouTube channel, which is what I had on there. So basically it was just like a little board of inspiration. What is happening to my hair? But whatever. Well, okay, let me fix this really quick, actually. All right, so I would hardly call this fixed, but whatever, for the purposes of this, it's fine. So I sat up and saw that hanging on the wall, and I'm smiling now, but I wasn't smiling at all at the time. I saw the mood board and was so upset looking at it because I had done absolutely nothing on the board. I was nowhere close to any of it either. So like, it wasn't just, oh, I didn't go to Paris. It was like, I was about to get kicked out of my house for not paying my rent. So I remember thinking these exact words to myself, looking at the failed mood board and thinking, why would you have ever made this? And you're so stupid for ever believing you could ever do any of these things. And I tore it off the wall and threw it onto my closet floor. And the dreamer in me that had always been so alive died that night. In some weird attempt to make myself feel better, I ended up going upstairs to try and watch a glimpse of the fireworks show, which, you know, you can barely see in LA anyway. There's so many trees and like high buildings around me, but I went upstairs, and instead of watching the fireworks show, for some reason, I felt compelled to get on my hands and knees in the middle of the roof and pray. I begged God to help me find my way, and when I opened my eyes, I vowed to myself that I didn't know how, but the next 4th of July will be better than this. So I went to bed and woke up the next day and literally said to myself, well, if no one is gonna hire me to do what I wanna do, then I'm going to hire myself. So I made myself the host of my very own TV show, my YouTube channel, and I filmed, and I filmed, and I filmed, and I filmed. And mind you, in the beginning, no one was watching. I had like 1 subscriber for like so many months. But for some unknown reason, I still had a lot of blind faith in my channel, and slowly but surely, the blind faith started to pay off. I still have all the funny screenshots of all the silly little messages I sent my mom chronicling my little mini milestones. But it was when I hit 10,000 that I really knew that something special was going on. People always ask me what it was that inspired me to make how to make cheap clothes look expensive, because that was the video that really blew up my channel. And the answer is, it's all courtesy of my friend Sean. I was talking to him and he had said, Amber, you know, like, you don't look broke at all. You're always complaining about being broke, but you look so rich on Instagram. And I was like, I mean, I guess I am kind of good at that, like making my broke ass self look kind of bougie. So I decided to make a video on that because I thought maybe I could help other girls like me feel a little better about themselves, even when they don't feel too great about maybe, you know, everything else going on in their lives. And I decided to dedicate my channel to that. And 2 days after I posted that video, I watched my channel go from basically 10,000 to 25,000 to 75,000 to 100,000 people watching my channel basically overnight. And little did I know that was only the tip of the iceberg of my YouTube journey, and it would grow to be even bigger and wilder and more amazing and better than anything I could have dreamed of in my wildest imagination. So, needless to say, I had kind of forgotten about my little mood board that I had crumpled up and thrown onto my closet floor. But despite the fact that I don't wear pants in half my videos, I actually do wear clothes on a regular basis. Usually like to go to the grocery store, whatever. So, I'd gotten up to go into my closet to pick out something to wear, and I found my mood board all crumpled up on the floor and pulled it up. And within basically a week of that day, I had crossed off almost everything on my mood board and then some. And my silver play button just came in the mail like 2 days ago. So here's that, my 100,000 subscribers plaque, and I have it hanging right next to my shoes because that's the highest, that's the highest honor of all in my book. And I just wanted to show you guys this a little closer up because this was my central quote of the year of 2016, and I didn't even reread it until recently, but it says, "What if it doesn't come true? But what if it does?" And so for me, it did, and this was the year that I had one of the worst, roughest years of my life, but also one of the best years of my life. So that is kind of my story. I know it's kind of long and weird and disjumbled, and I hope that that letter made a little bit of sense. So I just wanted to also say, I owe every piece of success that I have to you guys. I didn't do any of this. It was all you. So thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottomest depths of my heart. I mean it. And this is my wildest dream in a million years come true, and I honestly still can't believe it. I wake up in the middle of the night half the time and just like open my laptop and I check to make sure that it's real because it feels like such a fantasy, and I don't think I'll ever get used to it. Honestly, there's not a single day that goes by in my whole life now that every day I wake up and I just think this is the coolest life in the world. So thank you so much for making all of my wildest dreams come true. And also, on another side note, forget my letter. I don't even remember what I wrote on it, but I get so many messages a day, DMs, and you guys are always saying like, "Thanks so much for brightening my day," or "You make me so happy like when I'm not feeling that great," or "You're helping me with the darker times in my life." And I just wanted to say, I just want you to know that it really does bring tears to my eyes every time because I call you guys, I call you guys my angels, not just because I think it sounds cute with Amber, like Amber's angels, it's cute, but it's really not me who's helping you guys, it's you guys who saved me. So thank you, and there will never be enough words, ever. No video, no nothing will ever be able to explain what it means to me, so thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. And also I just wanted to let you guys know that no dream, no matter what it is, even if it's crazy, and even if no one believes in it except you, always know that no matter how dark your days may seem, there's always brighter ones ahead, and never give up on your dreams because it's never too late, and anything you want in life can and will come true if you truly believe in it. So don't ever let life be anything less than everything you imagined it to be. So I know I say this a lot, but I truly, truly mean it more and more every time. I love you guys so much, and kisses till next time.